The celestial alignment. To understand Voyager 1, we must first look at a cosmic coincidence that happens only once every 176 years. In the late 1960s, a brilliant young graduate student named Gary Flandreau at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory, JPL, discovered something extraordinary. In the late 1970s, the four giant outer planets, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune, would all align on the same side of the Sun in a vast sweeping arc. This rare, grand tour alignment meant that a single spacecraft could use the gravity of one planet to slingshot itself to the next, cutting the travel time to Neptune from 30 years to just 12. Take a deep breath and visualize the laboratory at JPL in 1977. The air hums with the sound of mainframe computers and the nervous energy of engineers in short-sleeved shirts and ties. On the assembly floor sits a machine that looks like a high-tech spider, a 12-foot wide high-gain dish antenna, a bus of scientific instruments, and three glowing radioisotope thermoelectric generators, RTGs, providing power from the decay of plutonium. This is Voyager 1. It is not just a machine, it is a message in a bottle cast into the largest ocean in existence. As you settle into a state of relaxation, imagine the sheer audacity of the mission. No human-made object had ever attempted a journey this long or this complex. The computers on board Voyager 1 have less memory than the key fob of a modern car, only about 68 kilobytes. Yet, they were programmed to navigate the most hostile environments in our solar system. Visualize the slingshot effect. Imagine the spacecraft falling toward the massive bulk of a planet, picking up incredible speed, and then being whipped around it like a stone from a trebuchet, hurtling deeper into the dark. It is a dance of gravity and mathematics. Breathe out and let your own velocity slow down. Just as Voyager 1 left the launch pad at Cape Canaveral on September 5, 1977, leaving the noise and gravity of Earth behind, you are leaving the gravity of your daily concerns. You are shedding the weight of the atmosphere. You are entering the vacuum of pure peace. You are a silent observer, drifting alongside the spacecraft as it clears the orbit of the Moon and heads for the asteroid belt. Now, consider the golden record. Bolted to the side of the spacecraft is a gold-plated copper disc containing sounds and images selected to portray the diversity of life and culture on Earth. It contains greetings in 55 languages, the sound of a mother's kiss, the music of Bach and Chuck Berry, and the brainwaves of a young woman in love. If an extraterrestrial civilization finds Voyager 1 a billion years from now, this record will be the only proof that we ever existed. Think about the golden record of your own life. As you drift towards sleep, what are the sounds and memories you would choose to represent your best self? The laughter of a child, the smell of rain, the feeling of a hand in yours. Imagine those memories being etched into a golden disk within your mind. They are safe, they are eternal, they are traveling with you into the dream space. As the spacecraft moves further from the sun, the light begins to dim. The sun, once a blistering disk, is becoming just another bright star in the sky. Voyager 1 is moving at 38,000 miles per hour, yet in the vastness of space, it seems to be standing still. There is no wind to shake it, no sound to disturb it. There is only the hum of its internal electronics and the vast velvet silence of the void. Breathe in the cold, clean emptiness of the vacuum. It is not a lonely place, it is a place of absolute clarity. Visualize the high-gain antenna of Voyager 1 always pointed back toward Earth, a tiny blue speck that is rapidly receding. That speck contains everything you know, every person you love, every war ever fought, every dream ever dreamed. From here, those things are small. The peace of the void is large. The thrusters are silent. The instruments are warming up. The grand tour has begun. The King of Planets. We have left the comfort of Earth's orbit, crossing the invisible boundary of the asteroid belt, where the rocky inner world gives way to the realm of the giants. In this chapter, we reach the first and most formidable stop on the grand tour, Jupiter. In March 1979, Voyager 1 approached this gas giant, a world so massive it could swallow 1,300 Earths. It was not just a flyby, it was a revelation. Voyager 1 was about to show us that the outer solar system was not a cold, dead graveyard, but a vibrant, violent, and mesmerizing theater of celestial mechanics. Take a slow, deep breath and visualize the approach. As Voyager 1 nears Jupiter, the planet ceases to be a point of light and becomes a wall of marbleized color, swirls of ochre, salmon, white, and deep brick red. The spacecraft is now being gripped by Jupiter's immense gravity, accelerating to speeds that would tear a terrestrial vehicle apart. You can feel the pull of the giant. But as you settle into your bed, let that pull act as a weight that grounds you. You are being drawn down into the soft, thick gravity of sleep, just as Voyager is drawn toward the King of Planets. As you drift deeper into relaxation, focus on the great red spot. Voyager 1's camera zoomed in on this ancient storm, a hurricane twice the size of Earth that has been raging for at least 300 years. Imagine looking down into that vortex. The clouds are not soft, they are frozen crystals of ammonia and sulfur, whipped by winds of 400 miles per hour. Yet, from the perspective of Voyager 1, the storm looks like a beautiful, silent piece of liquid art. Breathe in the silence of that chaos. Your own mind may have storms, worries that spin and roar, but tonight you are looking at them from the high altitude of the spacecraft. From this far up, even the greatest storm is just a silent, colorful pattern. It has no power over you. Breathe out and let the winds of your day settle. As Voyager 1 moves through Jupiter's intense radiation belts, millions of times stronger than those of Earth's, it remains shielded by its specialized aluminum housing. You too have a shield. Your room, your blankets, and this moment of stillness are your protection. The radiation of the outside world, the noise, the news, the stress, cannot penetrate this space. You are as safe as the delicate electronics inside Voyager's heart, humming quietly in the dark. Now, let us look at the moons of mystery. Before Voyager 1, we thought moons were just cold, cratered rocks like our own. But as the spacecraft swept past Jupiter's satellites, it discovered worlds more alien than anything in science fiction. First, it encountered Io. Instead of a dead moon, Voyager found a pizza moon, a world of vivid yellows and oranges, dotted with active volcanoes spewing plumes of sulfur 200 miles into space. It was the first time we saw active volcanism on another world. Visualize the fire of Io against the blackness of space. It is a reminder that even in the coldest reaches of the universe, there is internal warmth. There is a fire inside you, too, a spark of life that keeps you going even when the world feels cold. Then, Voyager turned its gaze to Europa. It saw a world covered in a crust of white ice, crisscrossed by strange reddish lines like the veins of a leaf. Voyager hinted at what we now know. Beneath that ice lies a global ocean of liquid water, more than all the oceans of Earth combined. Imagine that hidden ocean, dark, cold and silent, protected by miles of ice. That is your subconscious mind tonight. Beneath the frozen surface of your daily life lies a deep, vast ocean of dreams. You are about to dive into those waters. They are calm, they are supportive, and they are infinite. Think about the rings of Jupiter. Before Voyager 1, we thought only Saturn had rings. But as the spacecraft passed behind the planet, looking back toward the sun, it saw a faint, ghostly halo of dust circling the king. These rings are so thin and dark, they are invisible from Earth. They are made of tiny fragments of rock blasted off the moons by meteorites. Think about the invisible rings of your own life. The small habits, the quiet thoughts, and the subtle connections that surround you. They are there even if you don't always see them. In the dark of the night, you can finally appreciate the subtle beauty of these small things. As Voyager 1 reaches its closest approach, it uses Jupiter's gravity as a gravity assist. The massive weight grabs the spacecraft and flings it forward, adding nearly 35,000 miles per hour to its speed. It is a cosmic dance of give and take. As you relax, imagine giving your weight to the bed. Let the gravity of the earth take your tension. In exchange, you are being flung into the next phase of your journey, the state of deep sleep. You don't have to use your own fuel anymore. You are being carried by the laws of physics. Breathe in the gaseous, majestic atmosphere of Jupiter. Visualize the bands of clouds, whites, browns, and golds, moving in opposite directions, creating endless eddies and swirls. It is a world of fluid motion. Your thoughts are becoming fluid now too. They are losing their hard edges. They are swirling together into a soft, dreamlike tapestry. The king of planets is now far behind you, its massive bulk shrinking into a beautiful striped marble in the rearview mirror. The magnetic fields are quiet. The volcanic plumes of Io are fading. The great red spot is a distant, silent eye. Voyager 1 is back in the deep dark, headed for the ringed majesty of Saturn. The long, silent stretch between the planets is where the spacecraft and you find the most profound rest. Breathe in the silence. Breathe out the weight. You are a traveler of the outer dark. You are a companion of the stars. The giant is watching. The ocean of Europa is waiting. The void is calling. The crown jewel. The momentum from Jupiter has hurled us across the dark gulf of space, and now a golden light begins to grow on the horizon. In November 1980, Voyager 1 arrived at the destination that has captivated every stargazer since the invention of the telescope, Saturn. To see Saturn from Earth is to see a beautiful dot. To see it through the eyes of Voyager 1 is to witness a masterpiece of celestial architecture. It is the crown jewel of our solar system, a world of butter-yellow clouds wrapped in a shimmering, complex disk of ice and rock. But for Voyager 1, Saturn was more than a photo opportunity. It was a turning point. This would be the place where the spacecraft would make a fateful choice, sacrificing its path through the rest of the planets to explore a single mysterious moon. Take a slow, deep breath and visualize the approach. As the spacecraft draws closer, the rings of Saturn begin to resolve. They are no longer a solid, flat disk. They are thousands of individual ringlets, looking like the grooves on a cosmic vinyl record. The light here is dimmer than it was at Jupiter. The sun is now just a brilliant point 10 times further away than it is from Earth. The air in your room feels cool and still, like the shadow of the rings. Breathe in that golden, distant light. You're entering the most elegant neighborhood in the galaxy. As you drift deeper into relaxation, focus on the rings of ice. Voyager 1 discovered that these rings are not just debris. They are a delicate, moving sea of billions of particles, ranging from the size of a grain of sand to the size of a mountain. Almost all of it is pure frozen water ice, polished by the vacuum until it glitters like diamonds. Imagine yourself floating among these ice crystals. They aren't crashing, they are drifting in a silent, orbital ballet. Breathe out and let your thoughts become like those ice particles, cool, clear, and perfectly balanced in their orbit. You are part of a grand design that is both massive and incredibly delicate. The spacecraft's cameras revealed strange spokes in the rings, dark, ghostly streaks that seem to rotate like the spokes of a wheel. Scientists believe these are clouds of fine dust levitated by static electricity. It is a reminder that even in the cold reaches of Saturn, there are invisible forces at work. Magnetism, electricity, and gravity, weaving a web of connection. You have those invisible forces too. Your intuition, your dreams, and your heartbeat are the spokes of your own inner world. They are moving in perfect timing with the universe tonight. Now turn your gaze toward the moon that changed everything. Titan. Titan is the second largest moon in the solar system, bigger than the planet Mercury. Before Voyager 1, we knew almost nothing about it because it is perpetually shrouded in a thick, opaque orange haze. Scientists were so intrigued by this atmosphere that they decided to divert Voyager 1's path to get a closer look. This meant the spacecraft would be pulled up out of the plane of the planets, ending its grand tour of Uranus and Neptune, but giving us our first real look at an alien world that might resemble a frozen primordial Earth. Visualize the orange clouds of Titan. They are made of nitrogen and hydrocarbons, the building blocks of life. Voyager 1 couldn't see through the haze, but it measured the pressure and temperature, finding a world where it might rain liquid methane and where giant dunes of organic sand move under a heavy sky. Imagine that orange glow. It is warm to the eye, but cold to the touch. It is a world of potential, waiting for a future mission to land. As you drift closer to sleep, you are entering your own Titan. Your dreams are often shrouded in a haze, mysterious and hard to see through, but they are full of the organic chemistry of your soul. You are diving into that orange mist now. It is safe. It is thick. It is quiet. Think about the shepherd moons. Voyager 1 discovered tiny moons like Prometheus and Pandora that orbit just outside the rings. Their gravity herds the ring particles, keeping them from drifting away. They are the guardians of the rings. Imagine you have your own shepherd moons tonight. The peaceful thoughts and the steady rhythm of your breath that keep your mind from drifting into worry. They are keeping your inner rings in perfect order. You are being guarded by the laws of the cosmos. Breathe in the golden, serene atmosphere of Saturn. Unlike the turbulent, angry bands of Jupiter, Saturn's clouds are muted and soft, hidden under a high-altitude haze. Everything here is more subtle, more refined. The gravity assist from Saturn is different this time. Instead of flinging Voyager 1 toward another planet, it is flinging the spacecraft northward, away from the flat disk where all the planets live. Voyager 1 is leaving the neighborhood. It is beginning its long, lonely climb out of the solar system. As you relax further, feel that upward motion. You are no longer bound by the flat reality of your daily life. You are ascending. The golden rings of Saturn are shrinking below you. The orange glow of Titan is a fading ember. You are heading into the great beyond, the vast, empty space between the stars. This is where Voyager 1 becomes a true interstellar traveler. There are no more planets to visit, no more moons to photograph. There is only the long, slow journey into the infinite. Breathe out the last of your earthly weight. You are moving into a space where up and down no longer exist. You are a vessel of light, moving through a sea of stars. The high-gain antenna is still pointed toward the sun, but the sun is now just a very bright star among billions of others. You are finding your own interstellar peace. The golden ice is still. The shepherd moons are at their posts. The orange haze is silent. The pale blue dot. After the golden rings of Saturn faded into the distance, Voyager 1 began its long, lonely ascent out of the solar system. For nearly a decade, the spacecraft hurtled through the empty dark, its instruments focused on the invisible forces of the solar wind. But in February 1990, as Voyager reached a staggering distance of 3.7 billion miles from the Sun, the legendary astronomer Carl Sagan made a request that would change our perspective of ourselves forever. He asked NASA to turn the spacecraft's camera around one last time. He wanted Voyager to look back across the vastness of the abyss and take a family portrait of the planets, and specifically of the home it had left 13 years before. Take a slow, deep breath and visualize the immense distance. At 3.7 billion miles, the sun is no longer a warming disk. It is a piercingly bright point of light, like a welder's spark in a dark room. The Earth, from this distance, is not a globe. It is not even a recognizable shape. As the command travels at the speed of light, taking hours to reach the spacecraft, the camera pivots, the shutter clicks. In the resulting image, there are streaks of sunlight scattered across the lens, and in the middle of one of those beams, there is a tiny, microscopic speck of light. It is a pale blue dot. As you drift deeper into relaxation, contemplate the words of Carl Sagan. He noted that on that tiny dot, everyone you love, everyone you know, everyone you ever heard of, every human being who ever was lived out their lives. Every king and peasant, every creator and destroyer, every saint and sinner in the history of our species lived there, on a mote of dust suspended in a sunbeam. Breathe in the humility of that perspective. From the distance of Voyager 1, your problems, your fears, and your stresses are invisible. They don't even register as a pixel. You are part of something so vast that the small details of the day simply dissolve into the blue. Breathe out and let the weight of the world fall away. If everything we have ever known is on that tiny dot, then the space you are in now, the space of your rest, is part of the infinite. You are not a small person in a large world. You are a conscious part of a grand, cosmic silence. As Voyager 1 powers down its cameras for the last time to save energy for the journey ahead, you are powering down your own cameras, your eyes, your focus, your external senses. You are turning inward, away from the dot, and toward the stars. Now visualize the long silence that followed. After the cameras were turned off in 1990, Voyager 1 became a listener rather than a watcher. For the next 20 years, it traveled through the heliosphere, the giant bubble of charged particles blown by the sun that protects our solar system from the interstellar wind. Imagine this bubble as a protective shield. You are inside your own heliosphere tonight. Your home, your bed, and the quiet air around you are a bubble that keeps the interstellar noise of the world at bay. You are safe within your own boundary. The spacecraft began to detect a change. The solar wind, which had been rushing past at hundreds of miles per second, began to slow down. The pressure from the outside, the space between the stars, was pushing back. This region is called the heliopause. It is the true edge of the solar system, the place where the sun's influence finally gives way to the galaxy at large. In 2012, Voyager 1 felt a sudden surge of cosmic rays. The solar particles dropped to near zero. It had done it. It had crossed the boundary. It was the first human object to enter the great ocean of interstellar space. Think about that crossing. You are making a crossing tonight as well. You are moving from the solar system of your waking life, full of activity, light, and gravity, into the interstellar space of deep sleep. It is a boundary you cross every night, often without noticing. But tonight, feel the transition. Feel the moment when the solar wind of your thoughts stops blowing. The pressure is equalized. You are floating in the vast, calm, and silent interstellar medium. There is no resistance here. There is only the steady, peaceful drift. Breathe in the interstellar cold. It is not a biting cold, but a crisp, crystalline stillness. The RTG power sources on Voyager 1 are still glowing with the heat of decaying plutonium, keeping the heartbeat of the spacecraft alive in the absolute zero of space. Your heart is that power source. Even in the deepest sleep, your heart keeps its steady, warm rhythm. Your breath is the plasma wave that moves through the dark. You are a functional, living miracle in the middle of the infinite. As you relax further, consider the message in a bottle. Voyager 1 is currently about 15 billion miles away from Earth. It takes light and its radio signals over 22 hours to travel that distance. When you hear about Voyager in the news, you are hearing a message from the past. As you drift toward sleep, you are sending a message to your future self, a message of rest, of healing, and of peace. Tomorrow morning, you will receive that message when you wake up refreshed. You are the sender and the receiver. Breathe out the last of your earthly connections. The sun is now just one star among billions. The pale blue dot is so far away it can no longer be seen, even with the most powerful cameras. You are alone with the galaxy, but you are not lonely. You are part of the interstellar wind. You are moving at 38,000 miles per hour toward the constellation of Ophiuchus, but it will take you 40,000 years to reach the next star. There is no rush, there is no deadline, there is only the journey. The cameras are cold. The solar wind has stopped. The pale blue dot is a memory. Voyager 1 is the silent messenger of a distant world, drifting through the eternal night. You are that messenger. You are carrying the golden record of your life into the realm of dreams. Breathe in the silence. Breathe out the light. The crossing is complete. Sleep now, as the image of the tiny blue speck and the vast interstellar boundary fades into the deep, unchanging dark of the cosmos. In the final part, we will explore the final signal, looking at the day when Voyager's battery will finally fail, leaving it to drift as a silent monument for the next billion years. But for now, there is only the quiet. There is only the dark. There is only sleep. The Silent Monument. We have reached the edge of the map. After nearly 5 decades of tireless service, Voyager 1 is now in the twilight of its mechanical life. The 3 plutonium generators that have powered its heart since 1977 are slowly cooling, losing about 4 watts of power every year. To keep the mission alive, NASA engineers have been forced to perform spacecraft surgery from billions of miles away, turning off heaters, shutting down non-essential instruments, and even firing thrusters that hadn't been used in 37 years. But eventually, the laws of physics will win. In this final chapter, we witness the Silent Monument, the moment Voyager 1 stops being a machine and becomes a ghost ship, a permanent ambassador of humanity wandering the Milky Way for the next several billion years. Take a slow, deep breath and visualize the final signal. Imagine a cold afternoon at the Deep Space Network in Madrid or California. A massive 70-meter antenna is pointed toward a specific, empty coordinate in the constellation of Ophiuchus. For 22 hours, the scientists wait. Usually, a tiny, faint whisper of data arrives, a heartbeat from the dark. But one day, perhaps in the late 2020s or early 2030s, there will be only static. The power will have dropped below the level required to run the transmitter. Voyager 1 will send its final goodbye and fall into a permanent, icy silence. Breathe in that silence. It is not the silence of failure. It is the silence of a task perfectly completed. As you drift into the deepest state of relaxation, think about the ghost ship. Once the power fails, Voyager 1 doesn't stop moving. Without the friction of an atmosphere, it will continue to hurtle through the interstellar void at 38,000 miles per hour forever. It is now a time capsule in the purest sense. Imagine the spacecraft drifting through the star clouds of our galaxy. It is no longer a piece of technology, it is a piece of art. It is a sculpture made of aluminum, gold, and silicon, representing the curious spirit of a small planet. Breathe out and let your own active mind shut down. Like Voyager, you have done enough. Your instruments are turning off one by one. You are entering your own ghost ship phase, drifting, silent, and free. Now, contemplate the billion-year perspective. Long after the sun has expanded and consumed the earth, long after the mountains of Giza have crumbled to dust, and long after the last human word has been spoken, Voyager 1 will still be out there. It is designed to survive the harsh environment of space for billions of years. It will orbit the center of the Milky Way every 225 million years, like a tiny artificial planet. It is the only part of us that is truly immortal. As you relax, feel the weight of that immortality. You are part of the species that sent a message to the future. You are part of that legacy of wonder. Your life, your love, and your dreams are recorded on that golden disk, moving through the deep time of the universe. Think about the star encounter. In about 40,000 years, Voyager 1 will pass within 1.6 light-years of a star called Gliese 445. In 300,000 years, it may pass near another. It is a slow, majestic journey across the cosmic ocean. Visualize the spacecraft passing through the Oort cloud, the vast shell of icy comets that surrounds our solar system. It is like a ship passing through a field of white, frozen ghosts. You are passing through your own Oort cloud now, the edge of your consciousness where thoughts turn into dreams. The ice is soft. The path is clear. You are moving beyond the known. As you drift closer to sleep, focus on the golden record one last time. If 1,000,000 years from now, a passing traveler from another star finds this craft, they will find the record. They will see the diagrams of our DNA, hear the music of our hearts, and see the map of our home. They will know that once, on a tiny blue planet, there were people who dared to look up and wonder. You are one of those people. Tonight, your golden record is playing a song of peace. The needle is moving through the grooves of your memories, finding the most beautiful notes to play you to sleep. Breathe in the interstellar silence. The thrusters are cold. The computers are dark. The mission is over. Voyager 1 is no longer a probe. It is a witness. It is witnessing the birth of stars and the collision of galaxies. It is the ultimate observer. You are becoming the observer now, too. You are watching your thoughts fade. You are watching the world disappear. You are drifting into the great star-studded dark of the subconscious. The final signal has been sent. The antenna is still. The voyage is eternal. Breathe out the last of the light. Visualize the spacecraft becoming a tiny silver speck lost against the billions of stars in the Milky Way. It is a part of the galaxy now, and so are you. You are not separate from the universe. You are the universe experiencing itself in a moment of perfect quiet rest. The Research and Intelligence Briefing. As we drift further into the quiet tonight, we aren't just traveling through space. We're traveling through the deep wisdom gathered by a lonely traveler over 50 years. Tonight, we look at the research of Voyager 1, but we see it as a collection of life lessons whispered from the stars. Imagine the spacecraft not as a cold machine, but as a silent sage, teaching us how to navigate our own lives as we navigate the dark. Take a slow, deep breath. Feel the bed beneath you as stable as the launch pad at Cape Canaveral. You are about to absorb the intelligence of the cosmos. As you breathe out, imagine you are shedding the need to know and analyze, and instead you are simply becoming the wisdom. The lesson of the slingshot: efficiency. Visualize the first great research discovery: gravity assist. Scientists learned that they didn't need a massive amount of fuel to reach the edge of the universe. They only needed the right timing and the help of the giants. Imagine Voyager falling toward Jupiter, using the planet's massive weight not to crash, but to gain speed. In your life, you don't always need to push harder. Sometimes you just need to align yourself with the natural forces around you. Use the challenges you face, the gravity of your life, to fling yourself forward. Breathe in the ease of this movement. You are learning to move with the universe, not against it. You are finding the path of least resistance. The lesson of the hidden fire: resilience. Think about the research on the moon Io. Voyager found that even in the freezing dark of the outer solar system, there is a moon with a heart of fire, spewing lava into the vacuum. The wisdom. This teaches us that your warmth comes from within. No matter how cold or dark your surroundings may feel, you have an internal fire, a core of strength that keeps you alive and vibrant. Visualize a soft, warm glow at the center of your chest. Like the volcanoes of Io, your inner energy is constant. It is your RTG, your internal battery that never runs out. You are self-sustaining. You are whole. The lesson of the empty space: patience. Most of Voyager's research didn't happen at the planets. It happened in the millions of miles of nothingness in between. Scientists had to wait years for a few seconds of data. The wisdom. We often think that only the big moments, the planets of our lives matter. But Voyager teaches us that the journey through the void is where the real growth happens. It is in the silence that we find our true direction. Breathe out and embrace the nothingness of tonight. You don't need a destination right now. The space between your thoughts is where your soul recharges. You are mastering the art of waiting. You are mastering the art of peace. The lesson of the pale blue dot, humility. Recall the research of the final photograph. From 4 billion miles away, the Earth is a single pixel of light. The wisdom. This is the ultimate lesson in perspective. Every stress, every argument, and every small worry you had today is on that tiny, microscopic dot. From the high altitude of sleep, those things are too small to see. They have no weight. They have no power. You are looking at your life from the edge of the solar system, and all you see is beauty and light. Feel the relief of being small. You don't have to carry the world. The world is carrying you. The lesson of the golden record. Legacy. Finally, consider the research of communication. The golden record was made to last 1 billion years, even if it is never found. It was an act of pure faith. The wisdom. This teaches us to put our best selves out into the world, regardless of the result. Every kind word you spoke today, every moment of patience is a track on your own golden record. It is moving into the future long after you are asleep. Tonight, your record is playing a song of gratitude. It is a frequency that calms your nervous system and tells every cell in your body, you have done well. You are enough. Breathe in the intelligence of the sage. Breathe out the static of the mind. Voyager 1 is still moving. Its instruments are quiet. Its heaters are low, but its mission is perfect. You are modeled after this mission. You are durable. You are wise. You are a traveler of the infinite. The gravity is helping you. The internal fire is warming you. The silence is holding you. The record is playing for you. The research is complete. The learning is deep within you. There is nothing left to study. There is only the long, slow drift into the dream space. Sleep now as the data turns into dreams and the spacecraft of your soul glides into the absolute loving peace of the interstellar night. Good night, wise traveler. Conclusion of the Interstellar Odyssey. Imagine the last bit of data from Voyager 1 flickering across a screen on Earth. It is a simple message. one of perfect alignment. The mission is not ending, it is simply transitioning into a new phase of existence. The spacecraft is no longer working for us, it is now working for the universe. Visualize your own mind doing the same. The work of your day is finished. The data has been uploaded. Your consciousness is now transitioning from the active mission into the eternal drift of deep, restorative sleep. You are moving past the boundaries of time and space into a realm where you are completely free. As the final sparks of these stories fade, feel the profound weightlessness of your spirit. You are as enduring as the granite of Khufu and as adventurous as the heart of Voyager. You carry the wisdom of the past and the courage of the future within you. The stars are dimming. The stone is cooling. The sensors are quiet. Breathe in the peace. Breathe out the journey. The voyage is complete. You are home. Good night, traveler of the stars and stone. The physical way. The military method. This technique is used by soldiers to fall asleep in under 2 minutes, even in high-stress environments. Relax the face. Close your eyes. Imagine every muscle in your face, your forehead, your tongue, and the muscles around your eyes going limp. Drop the tension. Drop your shoulders as low as possible. Let your hands and fingers go loose by your sides. Exhale and empty. Breathe out slowly, relaxing your chest. Then, relax your legs, starting from your thighs down to your toes. The 10-second clear. Clear your mind for 10 seconds. If thoughts return, repeat the phrase, "Don't think, don't think, don't think," in your head over and over, and say yourself, "No tension, no emotion." The mental massage, the interstellar drift. Use this visualization to massage your mind into a state of total peace. Imagine you are floating in a warm, dark pool of velvet liquid. There is no gravity. Starting from your scalp, feel a wave of soft, golden warmth flowing down your body. As it passes over your eyes, they feel heavy. As it flows down your neck and spine, every knot of tension simply uncurls and disappears. You are like Voyager 1 now, drifting in a silent, beautiful void where nothing is expected of you. No emails, no worries, no clocks. You are just a point of awareness in a vast, loving universe. Every breath you take makes you lighter. You are ready to disappear into the clouds of your dreams. Final pro tip for better sleep. Turn your phone screen down. The blue light from the screen inhibits the production of melatonin, the sleep hormone. Let the last thing you see be the darkness of your room, allowing your brain to realize the mission is over and it is time to recharge.